I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Uncanny Avengers issue number 24. What became of the Avengers Unity Squad under the Dark Force Dome? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Okay then, so as we pick on up with the comic, we joined the Uncanny Avengers not long after all of Manhattan was put under a giant dome by the powers of the Darkhold. 1 second Rogue, the Human Torch, Brother Voodoo, Janet the Wasp, and Synapse were battling the Masters of Evil, and the next, the sun was completely stolen from the sky. Jericho, the team's resident magic man, doesn't take long to figure out that this is some evil sorcery at foot here, and that they're no longer really on Earth anymore, but instead bleeding on into the Dark Dimension, a horrible place filled with horrible monsters and demons to challenge the team. In fact, the only member of the team who actually managed to escape the dome was Pietro Maximoff Quicksilver. He tries to get back on inside to rescue his team, but it's a giant no-go. It's right around that moment, too, a hollow Iron Man sends out the message for any available hero to come to Washington to try and defend it, and we all know how that one ended. The Unity Squad opts to make the best of a bad situation, using their powers to run around and save as many civilians as they can who are also trapped under the dome from the rampant destruction. Only as a team, they end up running into something of an unforeseen complication, and that is they don't actually know who the leader is anymore. They pretty much ran into this job half-cocked. And with no Captain America and no Cable to call the shots, well, no one knows who they should look up to anymore. Rogue, of course, has had experience running teams, and Janet has Avengers seniority, so the two end up butting heads a little bit. In fact, things get so bad, Rogue ends up withdrawing from the fight to sulk for a little bit. Hey, did I mention that this is actually Jim Zub's first issue of this series? I always think it's super unfair to make a new writer's first issue a tie-in to an ongoing event, but there seems to be a lot of that going on right now in Secret Empire. It is perhaps a good thing, though, that the X-Men decided to go off when she did, otherwise she wouldn't have come upon Shocker and Scorpia attempting to use the chaos to rob the National Reserve of its gold. Oh, D-list villains, how I love your consistency. The world might be coming to an end, there might be monsters and fascist Hydra takeovers, but at the end of the day, you just want to get paid, don't you? Also, hey, maybe you noticed this too, but what the hell is wrong with Shocker's eyes? Mainly since when does he have an eye window? He never had that before. He had a full encompassing mask. What's with the weird art change? At first, Rogue steps in to try and stop these two, but by the end, she's actively trying to defend them from the horrible monsters that want to eat their faces. Now back over with the rest of the team, things are starting to get dire. They know there's no way out and things are only getting worse from here. Brother Voodoo attempts to use his magical powers to tap on into the ether and consult the spirit world and all that other good mumbo jumbo. Unfortunately, he picked probably the worst place to do it because he ends up getting taken over by Dark Force entities. So chop that up to yet another member of the team who's now down for the count, and also now he's trying to kill everybody else as the comic ends. So that was Uncanny Avengers issue number 24, everyone, and ultimately it was fine. I was kind of expecting more from Jim Zub, but I can't really blame him. Once again, I feel his creative hands were tied by making his premiere issue also be a tie-in. I do appreciate the fact that the team needing to rebuild, reorientate, and really figure out what their new mission statement is kind of the thrust of the story, and I hope by the end of this arc we, get a good feeling on where that direction is taking us. This story also had the rather unfortunate position of taking place before a massive time jump, so you just know it's going to take them a bit to eventually catch up. Overall, the art was nice. Zub has started writing Rogue with even more southern flair than Duggan did. Her words are actually shortened to make them sound even more southerny. Overall, I give this one a 6 out of 10, but I do feel like we've yet to see what this book really has to offer yet. So there you go, everyone, yet another Secret Empire tie-in for the week. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're still watching, why not check out some of these other tie-ins to get the bigger picture. Then, of course, following me on Twitter is always appreciated, especially if you want to keep up to date on all the newest videos as they're published. And if you're feeling in a particularly giving mood, might I recommend becoming a patron? Patrons get exclusive access to videos and podcasts before absolutely anybody else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. You can find links to all of that either on screen or down in the description of this very video. And until next time, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in another video. Bye-bye.